What up, Statue here, working on the 77. Today I'm messing with the OBDII port, and I thought I'd make a video just in case anybody's having the same issues that I am. So I'm running my OBDII port with a Y connector because I want it to go to the gauges, Dakota Digital. I have the BIM module that reads off the gauges. So at the same time, I want to be able to plug in a scanner whenever I want without having to unplug the gauges, plug in the scanner, plug the gauges back in and all that. You know what I mean? So I bought this Y connector, but the scanner's not connecting. So I started to look into it. I was like, there has to be some kind of Y connector that works with gauges. So I looked online. I was able to find an Autometer Y connector. Said it was for gauges, so I was like, sweet, this is the one. It was like 40 bucks or something crazy. This one I bought from China, like $6 or something. It's a no brand Y connector, but anyways, in the description of the Autometer one, it says that you might have traffic problems, which is exactly what I was having, where data was going to the gauges and data was going to the scanner. I even looked it up, and I looked for a video. I found a video. The guy said he was having the same problem. He had an not Autometer, he had gauges, and that he was doing a review on the Y connector, and he had two things, and he said that he noticed his gauges would drop out for a second or two, and then drop in, and then drop out, and then come back, and then drop out. So I was like, that's the same shit I'm having, where it's not letting the scanner connect. Like it goes through the 1, 2, and then it like starts over 1, 2, trying to connect. So I was looking up stuff, and then I noticed that there was a OBDII with the actual switch on it. So I was like, instead of buying a new one, I'm gonna try to add a switch to mine. So I ended up adding a switch, and it works. So I recommend, if you're doing something like this, you should probably buy an OBDII Y connector with a switch. This way you switch off your gauges, then you can use your scanner and then just switch it back on instead of unplugging and plugging. I know it's not that big of a deal, but I just don't want to unplug my gauges. I'd rather flip a switch and then bam, bam, you know what I mean? But if you do hook up a switch, so I cut the power wire to the OBDII thinking that, that would be take the power away, power off. Maybe it would, kill the OBDII, but that wasn't the case. You have to put the switch on the serial data, which is on mine is number 2. On if you're going by what it's supposed to be, So there's 1 through 16, 1 through 8 on top, and then the rest on bottom. But the number 2 was the serial data, so I cut that, put my switch in, and now it works awesome. Like, I'll show you guys what the gauges look like. I'll show you my switch and all that. So check it out. All right, excuse the poor lighting, but here's my LS OBDII. It comes out, goes here, which I'm mounting this back there where it was. Then the switch that I installed is right here. And it's tied in where it plugs into the gauges. But this did have all 16 wires going to all of them, but I cut out what I didn't need and depinned all the stuff. So now it's just the 5 main wires. You could probably take all the wires out of the gauge one and just leave the serial data, but I just left all 5, so just to keep it consistent. But I'll show you the gauges here. You see that 78 water? I noticed when you unplug sensors, it was like the MAF and the water. I was getting a 32 on my HP tuners. So when you hit the switch, you actually get a 32 right there. So that's how I knew it was off. But anyways, anybody having the same problem with the Y connector that's running gauges, if you didn't buy the one with the switch, then you can just add a switch. Real simple. And hopefully somebody out there, if you have this problem, this video helps you out. Anyways, thanks for watching.